Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Are you there? Hi, Basil. Good morning. Basil is here this morning. We're happy to see you. We haven't seen you for a few days, huh? Right. Who else is here with us, Basil? Oh, your friend Lavender? Your friend Lavender? Hi, Lavy. Lavy, put Lavy down here so she can say good morning, too. Lavy, want to say good morning to Basil? Hi, Lavy. Hi, Lavy. I love you. What? What? Oh, Basil is reminding me that we should start the day with an opossum smile. What do you think? That's how opossums say good morning to you. Lavy, do you want to say good morning with an opossum smile? Lavender wants nothing to do with this. Well, we're happy to see everybody. This is Miss Pam from Ferncroft. Do you remember? And Mr. Bill.
That's me.
Mr. Bill, who's going to be a model today for what we're doing. And Lavy is going to come over here a little bit. We can't see her on the camera over there. There she is. There's Lavender. But before we start, remember, we always have to remind you of a few things, because we use our live educational opossums for this program. But opossums are not pets. Opossums are wild animals. And we have three. We have Lavender and Rudy and Patch. But that's because they're what we call non-releasable. They have injuries that wouldn't let them survive in the wild. Lavender's saying good morning to you. And we have to have special permits to have these animals. So you can't be asking mom or dad or nana or papa if you can have an opossum, because you cannot. Actually, you can't have any wild animals, because wild animals should be out and free. Okay, so let's try to remember that. Today, what we're going to talk about is how to maybe save an opossum. This is spring season, and in the spring, we see a lot of different wild animals, and some of them forget that there are cars on the road, and they run across the road, and they get hit by a car, and maybe you've seen them, all kinds of animals. We're going to talk mostly about opossums, but first, we're going to talk about some things that maybe you can do. Lavender's just like right in front of the camera. Hey, Lavender, are you going to move? She's not even looking at you. She's just like walking around. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this, because a lot of people have asked us, you know, what do I do if I see an injured opossum, or if I see an opossum on the side of the road? What am I supposed to do? So we're going to talk about, first, we're going to talk about rescue boxes. So kids, this is where your parents and your grandparents or the adult who's taking care of you would be most interested, because they would have to help you to do this. We're going to talk about how you could have maybe a rescue box in your car. And that rescue box, Lavender is in our way. We're going to get some Cheetos or something to make to get Lavender to move out of the way. Hey, Lavy, come over here and see what what Basil has got and Papa's got. Okay, so let's talk about what you need to have a rescue box, because sometimes, you know, you might see an animal on the side of the road and you think you want to help. But before you do that, you first have to make sure it's safe for you. Remember that your safety is always first. So if you're on a dark, windy road at night, that's not when you're going to pull over. That's when you're going to keep going and maybe make a phone call and say to somebody, I think I saw an animal on the side of the road, a rehabber or your animal control officer, and they will come and they will help. So always remember that it's your safety first. But if it's a safe place and you can pull over and you want to check to see if maybe that animal could be rescued or at least pulled off the side of the road, then you go ahead and do it. So we're going to talk about what you need. And the first thing that you need is you need a box. Look at this. Hey, Laffy. So this is the box that, that we choose to use. It's a cardboard fold-up box. And the thing is, if it gets messy, you can then dispose of it. But it doesn't have to be one of these. One of the reasons why Mr. Bill likes that one is because it folds up flat, and he was always complaining that the rescue box was taking up so much space in our trunk. So this way, you can fold it up flat and then just put it together. It's very easy to put together. It takes 2 minutes. Or you could have a little tote like this. Now, we use this when we know that we're going to get little babies. But if you look at this next to lavender, Billy, put lavender up on top of this. We're not going to try to put her in, but I want to show you that this is nice and convenient and doesn't take up any space. But if it was an adult, we couldn't put her in here because she really wouldn't fit. So we're not going to use this, but Bill and I use this when we're dealing with babies. And you see this little holes that we put in the top and little holes on the side. And inside is the blanket. We'll talk about that. So first thing that we need is we need a box. And once you have a box, remember, oh, and I should say this because sometimes people take those pet carriers that just have a front opening. I tell you, those aren't too convenient, especially if you've got an injured animal. To try to open the front and push them in is very difficult. You're much better off if you have something that opens at the top so you can quick drop the animal in or drop it on its side and sort of push them in. And the next thing is your safety. Okay, Mr. Bill, you're going to be our model. What you need, a lot of people say a flashlight. Well, what are you going to hold a flashlight and try? It's difficult. Here's the best thing. Look at this, job lot, $5. Wonderful. A headlamp. A headlamp allows you to see but keeps both your hands free. And the next thing that you need is, look at this beautiful vest. Isn't he wonderful? So we really do wear these. We each have one of these vests. They're reflective and they really work. So now we've got a headlamp and we've got a vest and we, all right, enough with the modeling. It's so funny. We need sturdy gloves. We need heavy gloves. You always wear gloves when you're dealing with wildlife, okay? I don't even care if it's a bunny. You always wear gloves. The gloves are not only to protect you, it's to protect the animal as well. Now, these are nice, big, heavy fireplace gloves, but I don't want you to think that they're really going to protect you from a big bite, because they won't, but they will protect your hands. Along with those, you also need to have disposable gloves, especially if you're going to deal with a little animal. These are disposable gloves and they're non-latex, but they'll protect your hands, okay? So now we've got a headlamp, we've got a vest, we've got heavy gloves. He's really taking this seriously, isn't he? We've got disposable gloves. And I just want to show you these little garden gloves. People go, oh yeah, I've got gloves. Little garden gloves are not going to protect you, okay? Lavender's eating her Cheeto right in front of you. Sorry. And then the other thing you need, well, Lavender, you're kind of in my way now. Let's open up this box. Lavy, come over here. Look at her. There she goes. So in my box here, what I had was I had my vest, and I had my heavy gloves, and I had my headlamp, and I have my disposable gloves. And the next thing that I have that I really, really need to have is a source of heat. And what we use is we use these little disposable hot hand things, because you can break it open, and it's really important if you have an injured animal that you're keeping them warm. And we put it under the blanket. Don't put it right on the animal. But hot hands are easy to carry. They don't take up a lot of space. If you don't have these, if you have an empty bottle, you can fill it with warm water and you can use that for heat. But you need to have a heat source. And then you know me, I'm the queen of pee pads. I have them everywhere. So we have a couple of pee pads to put in the bottom of the box. And then blankets, 2. 1, oh, Abby's going to get in the box. Go ahead. You can get in there. What's in there? She's going to go in and explore. So we have a couple of blankets. 1 to put in with the animal and 1 to cover the box with, because you want that to be a dark, warm, quiet place. That's what we're trying to do. So now I have all of this stuff. I tell you, we get our supplies. We go to a job lot, and it costs us about $30 to put together a rescue box, just so that you know. And the other thing that you should have that's really important is you should have a list of the rehabbers and the vets that are in your area. I tape ours to our box so that I always have it with me, because sometimes you might be on the side of the road and you can't do the rescue and you want to call somebody to come and help you, or the instance that I told you where you need to do a drive-by. It's not safe for you to stop. Have that list of phone numbers with you so that you can call somebody. All right, we've got a rescue box and we're driving on the road and it's safe, and we see that there's an animal on the side of the road. And what are we going to do? Well, one thing I want to tell you, the real key to success of a road rescue is that you have to, once you've got the animal, you've got to keep that animal warm because they're in shock. You've got to keep the area dark. They don't like bright lights. And you've got to keep it quiet. This isn't when you put on rock music and blast it in your car radio as you're going somewhere. This is a scary time for them. So remember, warm, dark, and quiet. And most importantly, no food or water. Everybody rescues an animal, and the first thing that we hear is, I gave them a bowl of milk. No, please do not feed any water or any food until you've talked to a rehabber. The wrong food could cost them their life, or they're in shock. Even just a bowl of water could cost them their life. So no food or water. I know that's, listen, I'm Italian. I want to feed everybody. But, so that was a hard lesson for me to learn. No food or water, okay? All right. So we've come along, and what if it's an opossum on the side of the road? What are we going to do? How are we going to check to see if it's injured or if maybe it's passed? And what if it's a mama? And what if it has babies? What are we going to do? Let's all learn together what we're going to do. First of all, let's use Patch for this. Hey, Lavi. We can't really see Basil. Hey, Lavi, can we switch you off with Patch for a little bit? Because we want to talk about how we're even going to get that animal in the box. All right? So this box, when you look at it, a normal-sized cat would fit in it. And actually, Bill, for a second, just put lavender in it, just so that you can see. Lavender can fit in here very comfortably. All right, let's see. So Lavender's in there, and she's pretty comfortable. So this box will take a full-size opossum. But now we're going to get Patch, because remember that Patch is much bigger than Lavender. And sometimes you have an animal that's bigger. So you have to think about what you have for a carry case. Wait a minute. We're going to get Patch, and while we get Patch, I'm going to talk about... do you remember that we learned how to pick up an opossum? Does anybody remember the most important thing of picking up an opossum? Bill, she's going to fall off. Bill?
Okay.
Please put her in the carry. Oh, sorry. We almost had a little... we almost had a little incident here. Here, you can give her to me, and I'll hold her while you go get Patch. That's a good idea. Yeah. All right. Sorry, that was just a short interruption that we had. Okay, Lavi, we almost lost you. Yeah, she almost jumped off the counter. That wouldn't have been. Okay. So one of the things is you want to check first, and you go up and you think, this is an opossum that maybe I could help, but how am I going to get him in the box? People ask that all the time. One thing is you're never carrying an injured animal, regardless of what the animal is, to the box. You're carrying the box to the animal so that it is right next to where you are. So if this was a road rescue, I might have the box on its side like this. And there's a way that I can scoot the animal in, maybe if it's moving, put a blanket over it and move it in, or pick it up quickly. If I'm going to pick it up quickly, I should have it up. I've had people tell me that they've used a shovel or stick, whatever, just to sort of prod the animal into the box. Now, you've got to take into consideration what the injuries might be. I'm going to take Patch, because Patch is going to be, hi Patch, Patch is going to be our model for this part of the program. So, good morning from Patch. Patch, can you say good morning, everybody? Hi, everybody, this is me. Mom wants me to play the part of the big opossum. So, Patch is much bigger than Lavender. Look at how cute he is. Is he wonderful? He says, good morning. What? Who do you see out there? Oh, you see Haley? is our granddaughter, and she's watching. Haley, it's her birthday today.
Yay.
She's 22 years old. Happy birthday from Patch, Haley. Oh, and her fiance Jake is watching too. They live in Ohio. Oh, Patch is so happy to see them. Wait, while we're doing this, who else have we got out there? Hillary's out there, and Donna, and Joanne, Ethan, Anna, and Ellie. Oh, my goodness. And Kim. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you. Lawson and Ilsa, are you there as well? Patch, who else is out there? Who else can you see? You see Ella and Fiona. Oh, and you see Calvin. Calvin lives in New York. And Nancy and Alice. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Rowan and Declan, you're out there now, too. Oh, my goodness. And Isabella. Hi, Isabella. Say hi, Isabella. Hi, Michael. Nice to see you. And Stephanie and Stephen and Mikey. Kenzie. Oh, hi, Kenzie. And Luba and Danny. Oh, and Gabrielle and Aubrey and Megan. Oh, look at all of the people that are watching you. Kara and Maddie. Well, that must mean Deb and Joanne are out there. And Anna. I wonder if Gonzo's out there. Do you see Gonzo? No, Gonzo's not there. And where are all you people from? Let's see, Nick and Leslie from Massachusetts. I've got Connecticut. I've got Rhode Island. I've got Ohio and Texas and Pennsylvania. Illinois, Iowa, Oklahoma. I always have to sing Oklahoma. Dudley. Oh, Dudley, Massachusetts. Hi, Doris. And Virginia and Florida. Look at, and the Philippines and the United Kingdom. Illinois, I gotcha. And Houston, I gotcha. Caden. Hi, Caden. Hi, Caden. Can you give him a high five? Hi, Caden. All right. Sorry. I got... When Patch comes, Patch loves to say hello to everybody. All right. Kim, I gotcha in Texas. All right. Let's talk about how we're going to rescue Patch. So Patch is on the side of the road, and he's been injured, and we need to help him. I need to fix my camera so you can see what we're doing. Yeah. All right. Oh, what did I do? I think I turned my camera around. No, wait a minute. I did, and I don't know how to, let's see. Oh, there we are. See, I'm not very good at this, I told you. All right, let's try to get through this fairly quickly. We're going to figure out a way to pick up Patch. Now, do you remember that the big thing about picking up an opossum, the two things that you need to remember, the base of the tail, remember that, see how he's tough to pick up. That's why we're using his as a model. You know, I pick up lavender, there's no problem, but that's not the way it's going to be. So if you've got a wild animal, don't think that you're just going to come along, put your hand underneath the chest and their tail, and that they're going to come nice like, and that's pretty nice for Patch. That's not what happens. So you have to be prepared. You have to be ready to do it quick. Here's a blanket. Here's an example of we put the blanket over him so he doesn't really see. And I've still got the base of the tail, and I come from underneath, but he's far less frightened and far less likely to fight. So a blanket for a lot of different animals really works. And the other thing that I told you is have that box ready. Have that box right there so that when I pick him up, it's a fast action. I'm not taking my time. I'm not talking to him. I'm doing nothing. I am extremely quiet. I do this quickly and fast, and I get him in the box. Let's see how it really works. This box is kind of high, but I'm putting the blanket over Patch. I'm reaching underneath. I've got his tail. I'm reaching underneath, and quick! Into the box he goes. That was quick. Now, let's see if you can see. Patch. Let me see. Can you see? The light isn't great. Let's see. Bill's going to put some light on it so you can see him. There you go. So Patch barely fits in this box when you look. All right? So Patch weighs about 13 pounds. So for an opossum, it's okay. What do you think, Patch? He's way over. There he is. Okay. All right, so he's in the box. We'll do it one more time. And this time, we'll do it without the blanket so that you can see. Come on out, Patch. We're going to get you out of there. There we go. Sorry. This is a little messier than usual. All right, so now we've got Patch. One more time, we're going to remember how we pick up an opossum. I need that moved. Yeah, there we go. So how we pick up an opossum is we're going underneath, and I've got my hands in his armpits, all right, on his chest, because he can't move his head like other animals. If they're big and strong and fighting, they're very hard to manage. So I'm kind of showing you the easy way. My hand is at the very base of his tail. And watch Patch. He's going to flail when I pick him up. There, see? And he's fighting. And let me tell you, he is strong. But I've got him, and quick, into the box he goes. And there he is. In the box would be a blanket. And we use the pea pads. We put them on the bottom of the box so that we can use the box again. All right? So that is what we're going to do if we want to rescue an animal. Once we have him in the box, we're going to close the box. We're going to cover him. There's warmers in there. We're going to keep him warm, and we're going to transport him quietly. We're not talking to him. We're not playing music. We're bringing him either to a rehabber or to a vet. Hopefully we've called ahead because we've got that list with us so we know who to call. But what if, now we can move this box and take Patch out. We're going to go back to lavender. Patch. All right, I got you, Patch. Patch, want to say bye, everybody? Bye, everybody. I did my thing. Yeah, now I'm going to go back to my little cage because Lavender is going to come out and talk to you about what if your opossum that you see on the side of the road didn't make it. It looks like you put her down and take him. We're doing the transfer of the animals. Our animals don't really play together. Opossums are solitary animals, and they will fight. So we tend... Oh, look, Lavender found a Cheeto. Say hi, Lavy. There's Lavy. Oh, Christine Critters is here. Hey, when our show is over, flip over to Christine Critters. They do a great Birds of Prey show at 11 o'clock today. So I'll hurry up and be done so that you can take a little milk and cookie break and then go see Christine's. So what if you find a stop on the side of the road and that possum didn't quite make it? What are you going to do? Well, the first thing you're going to do is make sure that you save. And then you want to flip it over because you want to check if this is a male or a female. Sometimes they're really squished in, But if it's a female, you're going to look in the pouch. Now, do you remember about the pouch? Let's look at Lavy's pouch. Do you see Lavy's pouch? It's just a little circle. And in there, her babies could be. Now, you have to remember that her babies could be any size. Right now, this time of year, this is how big those babies are. Can you see? They're just as big as a little jelly bean. That's it, a little jelly bean. She could have 15 of them in there. When they get a little bigger, hey, Lavy, let's show them how big they could be. When they get a little bigger, they could be about this size, and maybe they will have started to come out. If they're this size, this big, then definitely they would have come out of the pouch. Some of them would have come out. So there's some things to think about. First of all, you're going to flip over the possum and look, and if it's a mama, you might see a little foot, or you might see some movement, and you're thinking, there's babies in there, and those babies are alive. Now, you have to remember something. This pouch is little. The hole is kind of small, but the pouch itself is big. It goes way up here and way down, and so babies can be way deep in here. This is when those disposable gloves, you really need to have them because you should be wearing gloves anyway, but you need to have a little bit of dexterity. So these disposable gloves would allow you to reach in and look for babies. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this is easy. It isn't. The inside of the pouch has sort of a yellow waxy coating to keep those babies moist. So you'll be glad you have gloves. And some people can't do it. They're like, I can't reach in there and look for babies. Fine. Put the whole mama in the box and bring it to a rehabber or a vet. We'll take the babies off for you. It's better if you can get the babies off quickly because we don't want them to be drinking bad milk. Now, here's something different. So some of you kids probably have puppies or kittens, and you've seen them when their mamas feed them. But when a possum mama feeds her baby, it's a little different. The possum mama has a way to feed them with sort of a long, thin teeth that goes right down their throat. So they don't really just hang on. They are fused. So you know those tiny little jelly bean babies? Oh, look, Lavender's trying to eat the jelly bean. Oh, she took the jelly bean. She's eating the jelly bean. I can't believe it. Lavender, those weren't for you. Those little jelly bean babies are actually fused onto the mama. How you get babies off is you kind of hold them in the back of the head and hold on to the mama, and you slowly pull. And it will scare you because you'll see this big, long string. You'll think, oh, my gosh, I'm doing something wrong. You're not. Just firmly keep pulling. They'll let go eventually. Then put them in the box. And remember, warm, dark, and quiet. And get them as quickly as you can to a vet or to a rehabber. Lavender is adorable. Pull, if you have an opossum that didn't make it, pull it off to the side of the road. Don't leave it in the middle of the road because other animals might come along and see that as a source of food, and you don't want that to happen. So I hope we helped a little bit. It's kind of rough to do this on a video. It's much easier to do it if I had a live program going on. But here's the deal. You see an animal, but let's just talk about opossums right now because the mamas now do have babies in the pouches, okay? The babies right now are probably very little. And because there's less traffic because of all of our restrictions, in a way we've got far less phone calls because fewer are being hit by cars, and that's wonderful. But if you do see one, and it's safe to pull off the road, first put on your safety equipment, and then go and check. And if the possum is alive, then get your box and do a quick transfer like we showed you and get that possum off to somebody to help you. If the possum has passed, flip it over and check. See if it's a mama. See if there are babies. And if there are babies, Lavender's after the last of the she knows where the jelly beans are. Here, Labby. She ate them. She ate both of them. I can't believe it. She's never had a jelly bean before. I didn't know she would eat them. Well, but she ate them both. Anyway, flip them over and look. And if there's babies, think about whether or not you're willing to remove them. You know, sometimes somebody will say, oh, there were only 2. There were probably more. But, yeah, Lavi, look. Look at Mama. She doesn't want the Cheetos now. She wants jelly beans. Yeah. Yeah, so people can see you. All right. You have to reach in, and if you don't want to, call somebody, and that's good. And by the way, for all of my Connecticut viewers, if you private message me, if you send me your email, I will send you this map, and that shows where all the rehabbers are and their name and contact, so that wherever you are in Connecticut, this list will help you because it will tell you where there are rehabbers near you. And for the rest of you in other parts of the country, if you go on Google and just put in your state wildlife division, so Ohio Wildlife Division or Ohio Wildlife Rehabilitators, you'll get a site where you can go in all of the states, have a list of where their rehabbers are. So get that. Also, do a little research. Do it today. Find out who is the animal control officer in your area. Also, see if you can find out what vets will take wildlife. You know, not all vets will take wildlife. They can say no, but some of them will take them. Here's something for you to know. If you bring a wildlife animal, a possum or not, the vet will take them at no cost to you, but you don't get a report on that animal. You don't get to go back and take the animal. You don't get to take the animal home. They'll take the animal if it can be stabilized. They'll contact a rehabber to come and get them. We get a lot of our animals from vets. where people have dropped them off, and then we go and pick them up. Okay, so that's pretty much what we wanted to tell you about today. Where's Lavy? Here she comes. Let's put Lavender over here so that she can say goodbye to everybody. Oh, and let's do one more thing. Now that you know this, I know that this is backwards. Everybody keeps saying to me it's backwards. That says what an opossum is. Can you read backwards? What do you think it says, Lavender? It says an opossum is a marsupial. Do you remember what a marsupial is? It's an animal with a pouch. And the other thing, what do you remember about an opossum? An opossum is nocturnal. What does that mean? Lavender, what does it mean that you're nocturnal? It means that Lavender would rather be sleeping right now because she likes to play at night. Last night, she ran on her wheel for a long time. And if you go on our site, you'll see a video of her yesterday when she takes her pea pad in her tail and brings it under our couch. So we have a marsupial who's nocturnal, and we are wildlife rehabbers, which means we rescue animals, we rehab them, make them healthy, and release them. Because the most important message for these programs for you is that wildlife should be wild. Birds should fly in the sky. Fish should swim in the lakes, and wild animals should run in the forest and run in the fields. And the only reason why we have these animals is because they were injured and they couldn't survive in the wild. So your job is to make sure that the wild animals are happy and wild and free. Okay? I hope everybody enjoyed this today. Again, if you PM me, I will send you a list of rehabbers, and we will be back again with another program. I think we're going to go outside next time. Okay, bye. Bye from Lavy. Bye from Lavy.